What is going on, everyone? My name is Colin. Welcome to the Poke Office. I'm so glad you're here today because we're looking at the top 10 cards of Scarlet and Violet. And to be honest with you, they've been moving around quite a bit. I think they finally leveled off where I'm confident enough to say that these are officially the top 10 cards of Scarlet and Violet. Because pre-release pricing was absolutely crazy and skyrocketed through the roof. Then total crashing. You can check out my video from like a week and a half ago if you're watching this as this video is coming out. It'll be on the top right of the screen as well. I don't know if I did that on the right side. It's one of these two things. And then now lots of the cards have actually settled down and kind of flatlined on the graph, which is I think a really good thing because now as a collector, I know how much it's going to cost to get the chase cards that I don't have if I want to buy them. And if you're playing the TCG, you also can start to budget pretty realistically with how much money you're going to have to spend in order to get the cards that you need to build your deck. So without further ado, let's go look at the top 10 cards of Scarlet and Violet. Okay, so first off on this slide, this isn't the top 10. This is like the leftover cards that are still above $10. I guess it's like 11 through 17. I put them all on a slide just to give you a picture of what's going on kind of in the middle of the pack, and also that these cards have moved quite a bit over the last like couple weeks since Scarlet and Violet released. So first off, we have the Slowpoke, which is an absolutely gorgeous card, just over $10. Okay, next we have the Koraidon EX gold card. It's the hyper rare card. I'm trying to learn all of these different namings for the card types now. I've actually pulled this one twice, which is one of my better cards that I've pulled out of Scarlet and Violet so far. I think there's two that I've pulled that are above this one. Pretty nice looking card. I really like the gold cards in this set. Then we have Trainer Arvin, followed by Kirlia. This one's a little bit strange because we know the trilogy if you followed Pokemon at all. So there's the Ralts, the Kirlia, and the Gardevoir EX special illustration rare. But the Ralts actually you're going to see is in the top 10. The Kirlia isn't. So that's a little bit funny to me. But anyways, kind of interesting. Then we have Professor's Research, a little bit higher at $13.16. Then we have Great Tusk EX, which is a special illustration rare. So that's only one on this list is a special illustration rare. The other ones are called illustration rares. And then we have the supporter Penny at $14.58. Penny was actually quite a big card coming out of the gates of pre-release of Scarlet and Violet, and it's dropped quite substantially. So moving on, we have our top 10 lists. Coming in at number 10 is Nest Ball Gold Card. This one currently sitting at $18.01. It is 10th on the list. Its designation is called Hyper Rare. It has the 3 gold stars on the bottom of the card. And ever since March 31st, when this set actually released, it's kind of been leveled off. Where you see it was like $19-ish. Then it dropped a little bit down to like 17, and now it's just sitting right at that $18 mark. So not a ton of movement since the actual release of Scarlet and Violet here. I haven't put the highs and lows yet because the set hasn't even been out for a month yet. Obviously, I did a video last week or like a week and a half ago talking about not FOMOing out and not buying at pre-release pricing because almost everything is coming down. So we've already seen that recently, but now it looks like this one over the last like 2 weeks has really leveled out a little bit, sitting right around that $18 mark. Coming in at number 9 is the Terra Arcanine EX card. Absolutely gorgeous card. I did pull this one, which was super epic. And this one has actually had a nice run since release date, where pre-release was high at $19 or so. Then release date comes along. It's sitting at like just above 13, so maybe $14, $13.50. Now it's come back up almost to 19 as a high, and now it's currently sitting at 17.29. So these Terra cards, because the Gyarados newsflash is also in the top 10, the Terra cards are moving on up in the market value, and this one sitting at number 9. I really like the Terra cards. I think they look really cool, and not that this is part of actual Pokemon, but I've seen in some of the Facebook groups, people are making custom like shiny cards of the Terra types, and they look really, really epic. Okay, moving on. Number 8, we have the Miraidon EX Gold card, which is one that I would like to pull to match my Koraidon EX Gold cards that I've pulled. This one, since release date, has been pretty steady, sitting right around that like $18-19 range. Pretty flat on the graph there. Another hyper rare. It looks awesome, honestly. Hey, before we carry on, if you're enjoying this content, please make sure to hit that subscribe button with bell notifications on. Hit the like button. Leave me a comment. What do you think is going to be the top card of the set? I think it's pretty firmly cemented. And real quick, before we get back to the content, I'm coming up to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm going to be giving away one Evolving Skies ETB to one lucky subscriber. So if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to do that now, because I'm moving to 1,000 real quick, and we're going to celebrate with a giveaway. So let's get back to the content. Okay, we are moving into number 7. This is the one that I find really strange. It's Ralt's illustration rare card. It's part of that trilogy that we talked about right at the start, where we have Ralt's, Curlia, and then Gardevoir EX. And why is Ralt's a more expensive card than the Curlia card? And it's like not even close, actually. It's by almost $6. So this one at release day was like a $6 or $7 card. Now it's almost a $19 card. Skyrocketed that first week after release. So I guess people had a hard time pulling this one. This is the other one that I've actually pulled. I think I pulled it on my very first opening of Scarlet and Violet. Sitting in at number 7. Really, really like this card. I like all the trilogy. Gardevoir EX might be my favorite card that I want to pull in this set. It just looks amazing. Obviously, we're going to get to it. Okay, now we have the other Terra card of the set, the Gyarados EX Terra. This one's similar graph to the Arcanine, where it was high at pre-release pricing, then it dropped down at release, and then it rose back up almost to the levels of pre-release. Not quite. This one currently sitting at $24.50, and it stayed pretty level there for the last 2 weeks. So hard to know. I don't know much about the TCG game, but I'm guessing due to the price increases of these two cards, the Terra cards, that I think these ones are actually in play in the TCG card game. I guess that's a misnomer because TCG means card game. So I shouldn't have said TCG card game. Okay, we are on to number 5, and we have the Trainer Miriam, huge card in the Japanese set, like I've said before. And this one has had a huge downturn, but actually, realistically, ever since pre-release, which happens in between on that graph 328 and 42, it's kind of stayed pretty static. So right around that $27 mark. So I think lots of these prices, ever since that pre-release happened, now the release happened, now we've had these cards for like a couple weeks, I think lots of these prices are actually starting to level off and not be so crazy volatile anymore, which is really, really nice. This card, really nice. It looks amazing. Her counterpart card, the special illustration rare Miriam, will obviously be coming up next. It's definitely inside the top 5 along with this one, and we'll find out where that one sits coming up shortly. But huge card, especially in the Japanese, and it's just boiled over into the English set, which is amazing. Okay, we are on to number 4. This is the Koraidon EX Special Illustration Rare. Same kind of graph as the Miriam, where it was a huge card in pre-release pricing, dropped substantially at release date, but ever since then has just kind of been flatline, which is not a bad thing. It means that people are willing to pay this price for this card. It's not underpriced. It's not overpriced. It's just like people are good with it being at that $33, $34 mark, which is awesome. I think these are basically, they're called special illustration rares now, but they're basically the alternate artworks of Scarlet and Violet, and touche, they look absolutely incredible. Speaking of looking incredible, we're on to number 3, and it's the Gardevoir EX card. Look at this. Gardevoir has evolved from starting off little at Ralts, and then we had Curlia. Now we have Gardevoir with the family, who have also aged. Man, I absolutely love this card. And these ones, the graphs are a little bit different just because these cards were known a little bit beforehand, whereas some of the other cards weren't known in the English set until just a week or two before the release date. So this one was high all the way through pre-release pricing. Then again, same as the last two cards that we've looked at, kind of flatline ever since release there, right around that $40 to $45 mark, which is awesome. Again, I think that's a really good thing for Pokemon and for just buying cards. If you want this card, you kind of know that it's right in around that $40 to $45 mark. If you're playing the card game, you know that if you need this card, it's going to cost you a little bit. But also giving some value to have some chase cards that actually have some value to the set. So I think this is a really good thing. Lots of these cards have flatlined here and actually found their market price over the last 2 weeks, which is a really good thing. Okay, we're on to number 2. We have the Miraidon EX Special Illustration Rare. Very similar graph as what we're seeing, where it drops after pre-release on release day, and now it's flatlined. This one has actually gone down ever so slightly more just in the last week here, but still sitting above $50. It's sitting currently at $52.06 as I'm recording this. What a gorgeous card. Looks like it's at the Pokemon Center or something of that sort. And man, yeah, it just looks really good. And we're on to the top card of Scarlet and Violet. Leave a comment below if you know what it is, if you've followed Pokemon at all, or if you've even just been listening to me talk for the last 5 minutes. You probably know what it is, but let's get to it. We have the Miriam Special Illustration Rare. Absolutely gorgeous card. Look at it. This card is extremely valuable in the Japanese set. Yeah, so I just looked, and the Miriam in Japan is worth $796.49 raw. Absolutely insane. It's out of the Japanese Violet EX set. I think that's just, it must be why this card is the top dog of Scarlet and Violet. Plus, it looks amazing, let's be honest with you. But I think the Japanese market is driving this one quite a bit, but really good to see. It is kind of been just a flat line like lots of the other cards that we've looked at today. After release date, it's just kind of been sitting in that $75 mark, which is not a problem at all. If you look back to Sword and Shield base set, it also has a trainer card as the top dog with the Marnie full art card. So this doesn't surprise me one bit. And I think it's going to remain the top dog for a long time to come. So there's a lot of awesome cards in Scarlet and Violet. Let me know what you think. I want to hear it. And there's been a lot of movement as well, especially since that pre-release pricing. So that's why I included those 11 through 17 cards at the very start there. But I think it is pretty firmly cemented now in the top 10 cards of Scarlet and Violet. So let's get into some Scarlet and Violet packs, because I want to rip some and see if we can pull at least one of these top 10 cards. So I'll flip up the screen around, see you on the other side. Okay, so I have some Scarlet and Violet packs here. Really looking forward to opening some more of them. I have been enjoying this set quite a bit. I don't know if it's going to be like, I would suspect that it's probably going to be at best a middle of the road set, like moving forward. Just like Sword and Shield base set, like there's nothing absolutely special about it. And King Gambit to start. But it's not a bad set either. So I think there's just going to be tons of room to improve upon for Pokemon, but also the fact that they're already starting out with special illustration rares right off the bat is a really good thing, because that seems to be what everyone is loving in the Pokemon world these days. I certainly am. I think they look absolutely amazing. And yeah, and honestly, I think Pokemon is just crushing it, knocking it out of the park with the artwork on these sets. I still am not 100% sold on the silver border, but I'm getting used to it. I've actually been opening quite a bit of the old stuff lately too, so I see enough of the yellow border cards still as well to not make a huge difference. Other things to tell you. The pull rates on Scarlet and Violet seem to be quite good. Yeah, from what I can tell, from what I've seen, not too bad. I know my one buddy opened up 6 booster boxes and is not missing that many cards, so that's kind of exciting. We're ice cold though, haven't hit anything more than just a regular holo, which you hit every single time. So this is pack number 5. But you know, what can you do? These packs are coming out of a booster box. It's finishing off the first booster box that I've opened. So I've opened a couple ETBs, and then I've opened 1 full booster box after this video. So, you know, I haven't hit any huge cards, like I said in the slideshow. I hit the Ralts. I've hit 2 of the hyper rare Koraidon EXs, the gold cards, and I've hit the Terra Arcanine card. But definitely want to pull some of these top 10 cards. Obviously the Miriam, just because it's worth a lot. But Revavroom. So yeah, nothing so far. Yikes. Yikes. But what do you guys think of Scarlet and Violet? And what do you guys think of the top 10? Do you think it is firmly cemented in history now? Like, from ever since I started the channel, once the top 10 is set, kind of early on as the set releases, it doesn't move that much more. I think, like, I started the channel with Lost Origin. I've also looked at Brilliant Stars, Astral Radiance, of course, then Silver Tempest, then Crown Zenith. Yeah, those top 10 cards of each set are found out pretty quickly. So I think that these on Scarlet and Violet are going to be pretty set out as well. Holy cow. We are ice cold. Let's see if we can get something. Something. We need something. I've also been wondering recently, because I actually just picked up some in a trade with some dude. I have a bunch of the sleeved booster packs of Scarlet and Violet now. Yeah. This is brutal. Sorry, team. Your luck is not with me tonight. But as we all know, it can all change in 1 card. Anyways, I have a bunch of the sleeved booster packs of Scarlet and Violet. I generally don't buy the sleeved booster packs because I don't care. I'd rather have the booster boxes. Oinkologne EX, there's finally a hit at least. It's not that good a one, but finally we got something. And I got the thing wrong. But I'm wondering, I don't know if I've said it yet because I keep getting distracted, but are the sleeve booster packs, are the pull rates the same? Do you just get lucky sometimes, or is it better sometimes? Because sometimes it feels like if you open a booster pack, like you're expected to get, let's call it like 10 to 14 hits out of a booster pack, or a booster box. Whereas a sleeved blister pack, I mean, you can annihilate. This is a cool Pokemon. I hope they do something with it. Out of a sleeved booster pack, you can, like, theoretically, you can just get hit after hit, but you might also get miss after miss too. So, I don't know. Speaking of miss after miss, this just feels like tons of misses. But anyways, we have 2 packs left here, so hasn't been my best opening ever. Maybe it'll change right here. Let's hope so. 3, 2, 1. Nope. Ay. 1 hit out of, I think this is 13 packs. So this is pack number 13. Last pack of the video. We at least found out the top 10 cards of Scarlet and Violet. I definitely haven't pulled any of them yet. But it's been a video, and sometimes the luck is just not with you. We're on our last card in 3, 2, 1. Koraidon, regular holo. Yikes, that was not very fun. So here's what we got. We just got the regular Oinkologne EX. Regular, I think it's called a double rare or something like that. Anyways, that is going to do it for me at the Poke Office. My name is Colin. Not my best video today, but I hope you enjoyed seeing the top 10 cards of Scarlet and Violet. I'm coming back at you with more Pokemon content Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays every single week. So I appreciate you being here. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. And until next time, peace.